2022. So in this video, I'm going to be covering a breaking news story that I saw today. Now, this channel is not a political channel or a news channel per se. I want to keep this as an MRA, a men's rights focused channel. But every once in a while, I might do a video on current events or big news stories and other social issues and things like that. The story is coming out of Puerto Rico, and it has to do with the corruption case that's been going on for a while. Several officials from Puerto Rico have been arrested for corruption and misusing federal funds. Puerto Rico gets federal funds from the U.S. government, which they're supposed to spend on the public and the people for things like schools, for things like roads, things like healthcare, all that kind of stuff. But these officials have been arrested for misusing that money, keeping some of it for themselves, giving some of it to their friends, giving it to some contractors in illegal deals, stuff like that. You can see the link down below. But the reason why this story is interesting to me is it makes me think of Hurricane Maria 2 years ago and all the controversy about how Puerto Rico wasn't getting enough help and it wasn't getting enough aid. But then I remember those stories that came out with all of that stuff that was never given to the people. I put these links down below as well. Like the story about the docks. The ships were literally left at the docks, and the food was left on the ships, just sitting there, and was never given out to the people. And it was left there for weeks and weeks and weeks until it was literally just rotting in the crates in the ships. And that other story where they found millions of water bottles just lying in a field. Never handed out to anyone, never given to the people, it was just sitting there. And now I look at these officials being arrested for corruption and misusing public funds, and I think back to that story 2 years ago after the hurricane and those supplies not being given out, and I wonder if there was something maybe going on the whole time. Something else going on at the local level, with corruption and the local officials not using the resources properly, which is why some of these things were not given out after the hurricane. So I just thought this was kind of an interesting story when I saw it. And you know, the men's rights movements, we do look at men's issues, but we are also a human movement. So human rights and the common good is, you know, very important, and I think, you know, this is the kind of thing that to watch out for, because I think things like this happen all the time. So anyway, look at the links down below and tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think this has anything to do with what happened after Hurricane Maria?